Hello, world. This is America's Supermom, and this is a special edition that I call the Corona Chronicles. During this time, we are suffering from a pandemic that is affecting everyone across the world. We are joined with the rules and regulations of being shelter in place, which means we are limited with the ability to go about our daily business, confined to our homes based on a coronavirus that has been sweeping the entire world. For some people, the effects could be mild. For others, it can be fatal. So we are coming together as a community, as a family during this time of difficulty to share what it is like in our part of the world, how we are affected, and the things that we have in common, what kind of problems that are taking place in our industries and in our relationships and finances, and coming together so that we can plan for a better tomorrow. As this epidemic or pandemic crosses the world, we are waiting for relief. We're waiting for the virus to die off and for us to go back to some state of normalcy, whatever that may be, after things kind of settle down. So, what is that going to look like once the dust settles? How are things going to be different? So, as we go through this process, we're coming together as a world to create ideas, strategies, connect in ways that we have never connected before. So, that is the purpose of the special podcast that I call the Corona Chronicles, so that we can get some insight and have empathy and compassion on one another, create new innovative ideas that can not only improve our life, but our fellow brothers and sisters across the world. Thank you so much for joining us.
Oh,
Can you hear me?
yes. Can you hear
Oh,
me?
I can. Wonderful. I have a snowball mic,
Oh,
and
okay.
yeah, I'm excited that it's working. How are you, Michelle?
I am well. I'm so glad to hear your voice. I feel like I'm in a twilight zone because a lot of my routines are disrupted. The people I'm used to listening to all the time, I don't get to see very much. So it's crazy.
Oh, we know you're there by heart. I can feel your energy, girl.
Yes.
It is what it is, and reinvention is our jam.
Isn't that the truth? I mean,
Yep.
we have to learn to, you're right, make lemons out of this lemonade. That's the best way to think about it?
Yeah. I mean,
All right.
the way I look at it is, it's a virus or whatever
Right.
it is. It's just all over the world. And I think that often things like this are all over the world. They're just not put in the media, and we haven't been meant to stay home.
Yeah. You're so right about that. So we're gonna get right into our interview because you and I'm sure, could talk for hours.
Absolutely. You got it.
But this is actually what this is about. It's just like normal conversation, but I want to give you a formal introduction and let everybody know how we connected and, you know, so many lessons I could even go through with that. And then you're going to tell us a little bit about you and we'll just have a organic conversation.
You
Okay.
got it. That's the best thing I do.
So I'm really glad to have you today, Madeline. I know we got connected through Facebook, I believe. And I think that is so important because right now, a lot of people are trying to navigate the space of networking online and not being able to see people face to face. And you and I have such a connection. We have collaborated on so many things. Like I said, I feel like my routine has been disrupted because I'm used to seeing you at least once a week, and we have not physically met in person.
This is
So
true.
I think that there's something to be said about making sure that you connect with the right people because, there's just opportunities that occur that even though you don't see people face to face. So that's like a little bit of our history. But, we just kind of had this instant connection when we talked on the phone the first time, and everything has kind of snowballed from there. So at this time, Madeline, I want you to tell everybody a little bit about who you are and what it is that you do.
Well, thank you, Michelle. Thanks for having me. I think this is a lot of
Yeah.
fun. And yes,
Awesome.
when you connect with someone, nourish that connection. And like Michelle said, if you come around once a week, that's fine because we're all really, really busy. And as much as we want to support each other, we need to do that from an energetic level. So,
Mhm.
yeah, and I think we've got that, Michelle, because,
Mhm.
here we are again, right?
Mhm.
So, yeah, so my name's Madeline Faiella, and I live in Hollywood, Florida, for anyone who's interested in the location, right? So,
Yes.
I am a no BS, no fluff type of coach and mentor for results driven people who really do want to get something done so that they can change
Mhm.
either their personal life, their behavior, and or their business life. And I think that most of your audience would probably agree that everything is connected. So one
Mhm.
behavior a day, 1% change a day, by the end of 30 days, look how far you've come. And reinvention is my jam. I've reinvented majorly in my lifetime. I reinvented
Mhm.
from being on the stage for 25 years, traveling the world, to dropping into a 2 year depression, um, to
Mm.
getting out of that, to sending myself back to university when I was in my early 40s, and then working in the legal
Mm.
field in law for 18 years. Um,
Wow.
and all along, I always had something on the side. I always had that innate entrepreneurship in me, even when I was
Mm.
singing. So I believe in creative mindset. I believe in getting our heads out of the box that has been put around it. And I
Mhm.
totally believe that we have all the power that we need just by nature, just by having God, or if you call it the universe, the divine, having our backs. And once we get down to the root of what is holding that natural ability back, we can fly. And I help people fly,
Mhm.
Lachelle.
I love that. I love that. And just great. I mean, and I've witnessed it in the process, so this is good.
Thank you.
Now, so you mentioned, this 2 year depression.
Yes,
So I'm just going to kind of tackle that
sure.
because a lot of people are in that space right
Oh,
now.
yes.
I even am noticing it with my teenage kids that, they are not able to sleep right. They are having panic attacks
Mm,
and anxiety about, just normal things like going to the store or even going outside,
yeah.
right? So, what do you think is something that you would say is key in overcoming that depression? What was something that was really impactful in your life
Okay, so
to
that's such
help
a
you?
great question. And you're right. I mean,
Mhm.
there's a lot of depression going on right now. And why that happens is that depression is basically, now, I am not a neuroscientist, I'm not a doctor,
Right.
I'm not a licensed um, medical person, but I will tell you throughout all my studies and what has worked for me, this is what I've discovered. And this is what I discover in my
Mhm.
clients and speaking to your children. The
Mhm.
basis of depression, as it was for me, was a loss of identity. So that happened
Mhm.
with me popping off stage and not singing professionally. I'm just going to use that as a jumping point. So now that people are
Mhm.
being told to stay in, number one, you feel out of control. When you feel out of
Mhm.
control, all kinds of things will pop up. The root that sits within your foundational being kind of gets an energy that's a bit chaotic, if that makes sense to you, I hope. Okay.
Mhm.
So,
Mhm.
our
Mhm.
job right now to move through depression is to understand that we still have choices. If you want to go out, you can. However,
Mhm.
the
Mhm.
choice is yours. Should something happen, then you're not allowed to complain. So these are hard things to tell ourselves, but
Mm.
these are things that work. It
Mhm.
took me 2 years to get to this. The other thing is this: when
Mhm.
we're depressed, I found for me, Lachelle, that it has a lot to do with anger. A lot to do
Mm.
with anger. What am I
Mhm.
angry about? This is a time to ask yourself questions. I'm angry
Mhm.
because, and I've heard this, and no judgment. We're all different. I heard someone saying, "Just so depressed, I can't get my nails done." And I thought, okay,
Mhm.
let's look at that, and let's look at that realistically. Are you your nails?
Mhm.
Are you
Right.
identifying with that? Are you afraid now of what
Mhm.
people, should they see you, think of you because your nails or whatever it is out of its normal position in your life right now? Fill in that blank.
Mm.
So, what happens, Lachelle,
Mhm.
is this opens up a deep conversation because depression is nothing to laugh at, as you very well know.
Yeah,
Right. So, we
absolutely.
have that in common. I have to say that I've had one more incident in life where I had a 3 week, God forbid, a 3 week depression. And I could,
Mine was 13, so hey, I feel
no,
what you're
no, no,
saying.
it was the
Okay?
2 year and then it was a 3 week. And I picked my booty up and I said, you know what? I have to do something. And when we claim something, we usually get the answer. So a
Mm.
friend called and said, look, there is an event going on out in Utah, and I'm in Hollywood, Florida. And I took my overweight, sad, depressed me and flew all the way to
Mm.
Utah, which started that first step to understanding that I'm not getting depressed again. What that
Mm.
took, Lachelle, was looking at everything in my life, resetting my boundaries. It's very
Mhm.
empowering to say no, whether it be to friends, colleagues, children,
Mhm.
and yourself. We
Mhm.
have to know how to say no. When we get down to that very significant root cause of what this depression is, we're usually surprised because it's usually very simple. It's an old story we're
Mhm.
believing. It's an old
Mhm.
story. Our parents did the best they could, the teachers, what have you. Everyone thought they were doing what we needed, when in fact they were simply working out their own lives. So
Mm.
if we can
Mhm.
open up, yeah, and a
Different.
lot of a lot of how I get through depression or got through was forgiveness, gratitude,
Mhm.
um, and I was
Mhm.
stubborn, Lachelle, stubborn because I had to be right.
Mhm. Mhm. I feel you on that. And then, I think one of the things that's key with that is the first person you have to forgive is
Absolutely.
yourself. Because when I went through depression, we had this one class I'll never forget. I was in because I was
Hmm.
hospitalized, and this was I think the last time. And they had us do this exercise about anger, and they said anger is just a
Yes.
reaction for something that's covered up. So when you get angry, you're angry about maybe you got embarrassed or you feel like you're not wanted or whatever it is that's really that
Hmm.
root cause. Anger is just like a mask for that. So that is so key to really kind of reflect and go back to that place because that's good. That's
It's
good. That's
so
some good
true.
insight. Now, now, so for somebody who is working to
Mm,
reinvent themselves, so like you're in this situation, you said you did law and sang, and I'm sure so many other things we can't even remember, because it's like you do stuff and forget about it,
hmm.
right? And but what advice would you give somebody who is, they
Yes.
have to reinvent themselves or have that kind of creative, innovative mindset for their industry, or the life that they once knew is a little different now? What would you say
So
to
I
them
love
would be
this
the first
question
step?
because it's really key. It's very important. So the first thing I would say is be easy on yourself. Number one, be easy on yourself and talk to
Mhm.
yourself as you would to someone else. If you find that that conversation is
Mm.
hard and that's how you're talking to people, then bring it
Mhm.
back to you and figure that out. I can't go into that in this short period of time. However, that's the first
Yes.
step. Talk to yourself in a
Mhm.
very gentle manner. And
Mhm.
yes,
I
talk to
love
yourself
that.
in a gentle manner. Ask
Mhm.
yourself the questions such as, what would I do right now if there were no blocks in front of me, whether it be the coronavirus, or whether it be my own
Mhm.
fear, whether it be not knowing how I actually be as a person, not what I do. Those are heavy questions to ask
Mm.
yourself, and you can answer them by just
Mhm.
writing. So I have a coach who calls it a
Mhm.
data dump. And it's great. Just write down on a piece of
Mm.
paper all the things you're thinking. I'm angry, I'm this, but yet I'm thinking about making a cake. And then I want you to star everything that's positive. Making a cake is a skill. So, what do you do
Mm.
throughout the day? This is number two. What do you do throughout the day
Mhm.
that is filled with all of these little skill sets? I shouldn't say little because the skill set is huge. If you
Mm.
can, yes, right, love? So,
Right.
whether you are the
Mhm.
matriarch of your family, whether you are, as I know you are the game leader because you've got the 15, right? So,
Right.
whether you are that,
Right.
whether you are in a solo position as I am, everything comes with its own group of pluses and not so pluses. Okay, so I'm
Mhm.
aware. The other thing is when you
Mhm.
had the days that you went to your job, what are the things that you did? Did you keep a calendar? Did you answer calls? All of these are skills.
Mm.
And if you need something now to get through, online there are a
Mhm.
million job openings. Everyone that's moving on to online needs someone to do just that, make their calls, be their virtual assistant, take care of
Mhm.
their calendar. If you are in a restaurant and you want to reinvent now, number one, if you're working
Mhm.
for a restaurant, there is the Paycheck Protection Act specifically for restaurants. You might want to look into that and see if your boss is abiding by that. The other thing is this: ask yourself, what are the things I love about what I make? What's my favorite
Mm.
dish to make? What do I like? Write about
Mhm.
it. I don't know how to write. How you write is how you
Mhm.
talk.
Right. I
Thank you.
love
So,
that.
how you write is
Mhm.
how you talk. And the third thing is this: whatever you believe in,
Mhm.
whether it be God, the divinity, universe, honestly, if you believe in a rock, whatever you believe in, have
Mhm.
faith that your back is covered and open your mind to what is out
Mm.
there for you. This is a time for us to drop our egos. It's like I heard someone once
Mhm.
say, well, I can't stuff envelopes. I'm an attorney. Well, of course you can. right? This
Right.
is time to just
Right.
start all
Mhm.
over. I'm quite frankly, Luchelle, I'm excited.
Mhm.
I'm excited.
Me too. I mean, I think it's definitely a
There
level
you
playing
go.
field,
And
if you ask me.
it
It's
leveled a
really
lot of
leveled out a lot of
people.
people.
And
Mhm.
there's still one thing that I'd like to interject, if I may, is that even with a level playing ground, we are not all at the same level. Respect everyone for the level that they're on.
Right.
Do not compare, right?
Right. I like that.
And the only competition that should be in your,
Mhm.
I don't like should, but the only competition to allow in your life is the competition that you have with yourself, the challenges that you want to overcome within your own being.
Mhm.
You've been out there doing. Now's the time
Mhm.
to sit and be the
Mhm.
being that you truly are.
I love that. I mean, these are some great nuggets, and I hope everybody is listening and taking notes. I'm sitting here with a whole bunch of notes right now, but I love how you say that you are the coach who, doesn't BS, because a lot of people are searching for
Yes.
somebody that's going to get results, that's going to transform their life. And so tell everybody what they should be looking for in that type of coaching,
Yes,
because everybody can hang up a shingle
I do.
and say they're a coach. You know what I mean? So what is the difference?
Absolutely.
You
And
know what I mean?
so one of the differences is number one, there's a difference between a coach and a mentor. There's a big difference. A coach guides you.
Okay.
And whether it's a
Mhm.
mentor or a coach, you have to
Mhm.
do the work. Number one, you're not broken, so I can't
Right.
fix you. No one fixes you. You are
Mhm.
not broken.
Mhm.
Some of your behaviors may
Mhm.
change, and the job of a coach is to put a mirror up to you so that you see what you say, how you're thinking, which comes from the thoughts you have, which come from what you say to yourself and to others. Then
Mhm.
that comes into what you're thinking, and what we think is what comes to fruition. So when you are looking for a coach, you do not want the coach that has so many likes or the cheapest program. No, you literally want to ask
Mhm.
clients of that coach, clients who were successful, talk to me.
I love that.
And there will always be one client. There may be one client. I must say that God's put his grace on me. I have yet to have a client that hasn't walked away happy, but there may be one. And that can be according to they're not
Mhm.
applying. So if you find that, talk to a couple of clients. Okay. The other thing, a mentor. A mentor is a
Mhm.
much closer relationship. Mentorship is a
Mhm.
much closer relationship whereby I, as a mentor, would suggest, or anybody else, any other mentor would suggest beyond coaching that you take this particular step, that you move to the right or left, that you write this. Yes, mentoring is very, very
Ah.
different. The other thing I want to say is that the shiniest, noisiest coaches are not necessarily the best. Goes for mentors as well. One of the
Mhm.
things I'd like to put
Mhm.
forth, if I may, Michelle, and this is a
Mhm.
great question about mentoring and coaching, whether you go with Michelle or me or someone else, know very much so that you cannot do whatever it is you want to do on your own. I tried, right? I tried.
Amen.
I wasted time and money, but I didn't
Mhm.
waste it because now I
Mhm.
have it for others. So here's the thing, if I could put it in one
Mhm.
nugget. When you feel you want to coach, number one, write
Mhm.
down why you want to coach. What do you want to learn to do?
Mhm.
and understand that the accountability will and is and always will be 100% on you. The reason I say no BS and no fluff, and I can do that because I have a heart of gold, is I don't want to waste your time.
Mhm.
I don't want to waste your time, and I don't want
Absolutely.
to waste my time because there
Mhm.
are people out there who want me, who need me. And when you're just playing games and going back and forth, you're wasting time, you're wasting money, and you're putting yourself off onto a false path.
I love that. Mhm. So true. And so, for somebody who is in that space where
Yes.
they're like, look, I got to do something drastic, meaning invest in a coach and in order to move forward, how do you get them to understand that it's an investment rather than an expense? Because some people, just like you said, you can't do it by yourself. So, what is the value that you would say that comes with a coach more so than just getting a mentor or having an
Well, a coach
accountability
and or a
partner or
mentor,
something like
depending
that?
on what you want, truly is an investment in you only if you do the work. If you do not do the work,
Mm,
that is not the fault of the coach and
okay.
or mentor. Absolutely not. I have been through programs where, it was a little too soon for me for certain programs. However, because I have continued to work on myself over the years, I will circle back around to that coach because I am now ready for that person. We level up in,
Mm,
like, if you could look at it as a set of stairs. It's like a little puppy or a
mhm.
child trying to get up that first step. Once you get up to that first step, that's an achievement,
Mhm.
but now you've got to go to the second step. So many people say, well, now I'm starting all over. No, you're not. Look where you've come from. You are now going to step two. So you may need a coach for step two. You may need a mentor. What is it that you want? Do you want to reinvent your business? Do you want to reinvent your thinking? Guaranteed your thinking is at the back of
Mm,
everything. So when I coach and or mentor, it's three things: mindset, skill set, and
mhm.
strategy. So it took that child their own strategy. They
Mhm.
developed a skill set. Their
Mhm.
mindset was, I want to get up there.
Mhm.
They don't care how. And if someone comes along and helps
Mhm.
them,
Mhm.
they're happy about that. However, they are still wanting to do it on their own. And that is what I call a results driven
Mm.
client. Those are the only people that I work with because I don't waste my time
Mhm.
or their time.
I love that. So this is some good stuff. Now, so, part of having that uh results situation and being able to see those things happen in your life and the lives of others is a creative mindset. So what do you do on
Mhm.
a, within your daily routine or just as a
How do I
part
get through
of
the day?
your daily activities? Yes, to kind of, keep up with this creative
Oh,
mindset
yeah.
because, we've got crazy stuff in the news and everybody's got a conspiracy theory
Here.
or whatever. So how do you guard that and
All
keep
right,
that
Michelle, that's a
in
great
spite of,
question.
especially right
And
now, a pandemic?
one of the things is this: I just don't watch the news.
Mhm.
If I want to see what's going on with
Mhm.
this so-called pandemic, I will go to cdc.org.
Mhm.
That's where I'm getting the best. And now, hear this carefully,
Mhm.
the best that I'm being allowed to know. Okay. It's the best
Amen.
that I'm being allowed to know. And with that in mind, I am one
Mhm.
courageous diva, and I do not, because I learned the hard way by identifying with things that are out of my control. I won't do that anymore. So I am aware
Mm.
that this is
Mhm.
going on. So here's what I do. I don't watch TV.
Mhm.
Am reinventing a few of the things that I've been doing. I have just done an ABC challenge for people online so that I've been online every single day with an empowering
Mhm.
word. Whether people listen in, whether they apply is up to them, but take action. Any action you take, pick up the phone, call a friend, call a family member.
Mhm.
Other things that I do during the day, Lachelle, are I will during the day, and this is so funny, I do it. I will speak out loud that everything always works out for me. Everything always works out for me.
All right.
And I
All
stay in
right.
contact with friends. And I also reach out to lots of other people that I may not even
Mhm.
know because, in my ability to support, it makes me stronger. I also meditate, I
Mhm.
pray.
Mhm.
I will be honest, I don't journal every
Mhm.
single day, but I do write every day. One of the things that is very
Mhm.
helpful to express
Mhm.
how we're feeling is to write down what you're feeling. And since no one's going to look at that, you can burn it, do whatever. You can say whatever you want, use any language you want, whatever. And then when you read it, you're getting a mirror look at who you think you are. Because usually what we're feeling is a reflection
Mhm.
of how we are
Mhm.
projecting ourselves. Does that make sense? So
Yeah. Mhm.
right now, I
Yeah.
would say the main
That's
thing
good stuff.
is to please stay calm. And I have a tap method. Very simple. Take a pause.
Mhm.
So within that tap method,
Mhm.
sorry about that. Within that tap method,
No worries.
you just remain still. Don't do this if you're driving. Right? Don't do it if you're driving. You stop the car and do it. Okay, so just close your eyes, and no matter what
Right.
number you choose to hold your breath, because you will be holding your breath for a few minutes, not minutes, but seconds. A few minutes, no, seconds.
Mhm.
I use the number 4 because that's easy for people. So you breathe in to the count of 4 through your nose, hold it
Okay.
for the count of 4, and exhale it to the count of 4. While you're doing this, you breathe in,
Yes.
relax,
Yes.
breathe in the beach you wish you were on, or whatever you want to manifest, whatever is in your heart.
Mhm.
And when you're holding it, get a hold of yourself and say, you know what? This is real. This isn't real. What do I want to get rid of? On exhale, exhale by thinking of everything that's just not a fact,
Mm.
right? So then when you do that breath,
Mm.
it
I love
keeps you
that.
in place.
Mhm.
Now, during that time with the tap method, you take that pause. So you can take that further. Now start writing a few things down. This takes all but 2 minutes. Do it in the morning,
Mhm.
do it in the evening.
Mhm. Mhm.
I have found tremendous questions and answers,
Mhm.
Lachelle, by doing
So
this.
good. Yeah. I believe that because now we're in a space to where we have a lot of
Thank you.
a lot of our distractions have been eliminated. I mean, and I didn't realize how many, surrounded us by, being able to stay in the house. How many, I mean, you still have them in the house, don't get me wrong.
Right.
I look around, it's like, Lord, I need to do some laundry or I need to clean that shelf or, whatever. But
Exactly.
I'll just
Again,
run and go find something else to do.
Michelle, it's just
Okay.
the truth, but my laundry usually loses out.
No. Well, hey, I have to send some of my kids to you because that's one of the benefits I have. And my kids, they have chores, so they actually do it. But it's so good to kind of just take that
Yes.
time. I love how you're saying we have to be conscious about that because we just get into these routines and we don't really analyze why we do things. I mean, we really don't
Yes.
think. It's just all about being very like robots, because you have this way that you've always done things and you don't
Thank you.
even
I love that. You
examine if
don't
it's even
examine
working
if
for
it's
you anymore.
working for
Yeah.
you anymore. So, most people, for most of the time, we've seen the tops of heads. I
Mhm.
mean, I went into a restaurant, this is before a restaurant, and this
Mhm.
group of really good looking, well dressed young men and women came in, sat down at the table, and a friend of mine just looked at each other. Their heads immediately all went down to the phone. And I thought, why do they need to be here? So now it's as
Mhm.
though
Mhm.
something is pulling our heads up out of the sand and saying, you know what? I need to slow the earth down. You need to stop and look. You need to listen. What are you doing? Now, I'm very much into the being
Mhm.
aware, and removing myself from old thoughts and stories. And this has been put upon us. So, Lachelle, I think some people are afraid of the
Mhm.
awareness that they're experiencing. Right. And I'd like to say, please don't
Mhm.
be afraid.
Definitely.
Understand that it's all natural and look at it from a place
Mhm.
of fact. This is the fact, let's say for this is an easy one to relate to. Oh,
Mhm.
well, I've been eating Twinkies every day or whatever cake you like. And now you're going, that is one of the reasons why I may have diabetes. That is one of the reasons, right? And look in the mirror and it's okay. Just
Right.
accept it and say, what, I have a
Mhm.
choice. And now I'm going to do something about it. You can't do it alone. If you can't do it alone, that's when you reach out for a coach and or a mentor. For those of you who are in, like I know people now who
Mhm.
have some of our mutual friends, Lachelle, who have moved their entire brick and mortar businesses up online already. Now, one of the things that I want to bring out is
Mhm.
we do not
Mhm.
all have huge teams, the wherewithal of how to do that, and or
Mhm.
that extra money that it may take to hire the team to do it. So here is what I say: do only what you can do. For
Mm.
example, I can write an article, I can make a phone call, I can be here with Lachelle.
Mhm.
You cannot do any of that because you're not me. I
Mhm.
cannot be the host of this show because I am the guest.
Right.
So I do only what I can do. And if you can get,
Mhm.
thank you. If you can get that concept,
Love
you'll take
that.
a lot of burden off yourself,
Mhm.
thereby
Mhm.
diffusing a lot of the pressure that you may be
Mhm.
feeling. But Madeline, I have a whole family to feed.
Mhm. Mhm.
I get it. And with the right mindset and
Mhm.
faith and belief and trust in yourself, the family will be fed. Will everyone have the exact flavor of food they want? No, but that's called no BS, no fluff. You want food, this is food.
Mhm.
Does that make sense, Michelle?
Mhm. I love that. It makes a lot of sense. I love that. That is just key. Now, so what are some books or podcasts that you would suggest
Oh,
to
that's a
people
great question.
who
So,
have this time on their
Gary
hands?
Vaynerchuk has a podcast and he is on every day. He is all about
Mhm.
marketing and he's so open to people that you can actually ask him questions. So if you have those type of marketing
Mhm.
questions for your business, I would suggest go over to that. There's
Mm.
another Brian K. Wright has
Okay.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Success Pro. I just
Success
interviewed him
Profiles Radio. He
yesterday.
does good.
He is a beautiful person, just in general.
Awesome.
He has interviewed some of the top people in certain areas of business and or health and mindset. There's so many podcasts out there. This is what I would suggest you do.
Mhm.
What is the topic that you want to cover? Put that topic in your
Mhm.
browser. Whatever comes up, you decide who you link
Mhm.
best with, who resonates with you. Because we don't all listen, not everybody likes me. And that's good because
Mhm.
I couldn't handle 7.5 billion people,
Mhm.
right? It is the truth, Lachelle. Also,
Right. Ain't that
if
the
you
truth?
are
Mhm.
looking to change your
Mhm.
behavior, if you are looking for answers to how to change your business to online, or if you are online and you've been doing the same things and nothing's happening, um, if you have behavior problems with the kids, whatever that
Mhm.
may be, I have a vast mind vault.
Mhm.
My mind vault is huge. My
Mhm.
biggest strength is reinvention, whether it be in your mindset, whether it be showing you skills that you already have, showing you where to get the new skills that you can just
Mhm.
ease into, and or the strategies that you need. So I come from a complete encompassment of what you might need
Mhm.
right now. And if you need something and I'm not it, I have a ton of resources I can send you to, a ton of other people that I know, which,
Mhm.
yeah.
Mhm. So good. Yeah, I love that. And, we need to, and this is the whole thing, with people, the fact that we're physically distanced away from each other. We need to remember that those connections are still there. You still can connect people. If you can't serve them, it's a community.
So
So we
good,
need to
Michelle.
have that
Absolutely.
mindset
We
that we are
are
working
working
together
together
for a
for a
common
common
goal.
goal. And I
So I
want to
love
throw
that.
something, you know me, I'm going to throw the
Mhm.
stick in the spokes, right? This time, with what we're going through, the character of a
Mhm.
person rises to the top. Unfortunately, or fortunately, some of those characters are
Mm.
just that. And some
Mhm.
characteristics will come out that are not pleasant. Now's the time for you
Mhm.
to move your boundaries in, out, sideways, up, and down, because when we come out of this, what you do today will be just like how much you're watering your plant.
Mm.
Just what kind of seeds are you putting down? If people are toxic to you,
Mhm.
now is the possibility for you to move away with the least amount of
Mhm.
pain. If the job you're doing you hated, this is a gift. What do you like to do?
Mm.
However, I will say this, it's not coming without
Right.
work, and most
Mhm.
likely you're not going to do it
Mhm.
alone.
I love that. I mean, that's just great points. I'm telling you, these are
And
some
you
good
may,
things.
and I
So
hope
I have
you
a
do.
lot.
I hope you
I can
do.
write 3 or 4 blogs off of this stuff that you shared. So this is good. So, what is the best way for somebody to connect with you? Because you definitely have that approach where a lot of people listening are like, hey, I want to be able to pivot and leverage this time so that I'm positioned after the pandemic passes to for success. So I do
And I
need that
love
coach
that
that's no fluff
pivot
and can get
and
right to it.
leverage.
So
So
how is
good.
the
You know,
best way for
words
them
are
to get a
so
hold of you?
powerful. Thank you for that, Lachelle. So
Mhm.
honestly, what's the best way to get hold of me right now? And I'm going to do
Mhm.
this publicly. Email me. That's it. Because if you're in
Mhm.
my inbox, you're getting answered. You email me
All right.
and put Lachelle in the subject line.
Mhm.
Okay. So that's capital L, small a,
Okay.
capital C,
Okay.
Helle. That's it. Because
Mhm.
that is what I will look
Mhm.
for. And for each of the platforms that I
Awesome.
have and or that I'm on, there's a
Mhm.
buzzword in the subject line. So I'm not sending people to websites or landing pages. I want this to be simple for you. We need simple. You need simple. You're already
Mm.
freaking out, possibly. And guess what?
Mhm.
If you're
I
not,
love
you're
that.
way ahead. But there's no judgment because if you're freaking out, I will virtually hold you in my arms.
Mhm.
So let me give
Amen.
yeah, I
I
love
love
it. I
that.
love it. Let me
So
give the
so glad to
email. It
be in your
is
tribe. Okay.
creative mindset at
Okay.
comcast.net.
Okay.
Creativemindset
Okay.
at
Mhm.
Comcast, COMCAST dot net.
Mhm.
Right now, that's it. You are in my personal inbox. Just put Lachelle's name in caps in the
Mhm.
subject line, and I
Mhm.
will reach out to you as quickly as is possible.
Mhm. Awesome. Well, I really appreciate that. So generous. That is great. So, in conclusion, what is the final
The final words that I
word
would
that you want
love
to share with
to and will
everybody?
leave everyone with is this. Take care of yourself right now, because if you don't care for yourself, you can't care for others. Use this time to be silent and ask yourself
Mhm.
questions. Listen for the answers, they will come. And know that you are not
Mhm.
alone. We're all going through this, and you have the ability to choose to
Mhm.
reach out to me, to reach out to Luchelle, to reach out to so many people. You are not alone. This is not happening
Mhm.
to you. This is actually happening for us.
Mhm. Absolutely. That's great. I love it. Well, I just want to thank you
Yes.
again,
This
Madeline, and I'm
evening.
still looking forward to our little slumber party we're supposed to be having. So I just want to thank you again and just love your insight and wisdom and so appreciate your time, because
It's my
this is
honor.
just some
Thank you for
great
having me.
insight,
I
that a
am
lot of people
smiling.
can
Thank
find
you,
value in. So
Luchelle.
thank you again.
I'll see you later.
Oh, you are welcome,
You
and
too.
we'll get
Bye.
together soon, okay? What a great interview with Madeline. Such practical tips that you could easily implement, just a wealth of wisdom and knowledge. I just love when we get together and somewhat brainstorm or mastermind. She just is a wealth of wisdom. So I hope you guys took lots of notes and not just writing those notes down, but taking action. Reach out to her if you're feeling like this is the kind of coach you need to get it in gear for what lies ahead. I encourage you to do that. So, if you are interested in being a guest, I would love to have you. You can email me at info@lachelleatkins.com. I am available on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, and Pinterest. I also have a YouTube channel. You can look over some of my videos, really quick sound bites on how you can move forward through stress or uh, marketing. Just it's a gamut of different topics. So feel free to look me up there. Again, I want to thank you guys and just want to leave you with this thought that, we have to create the environment that we want. We're not always able to control all the forces that affect us, but we can control what the state of mind is that we choose for ourselves. If we choose to be happy, if we choose to be proactive or positive. So I encourage you guys to take this advice that we heard from Madeline and implement it. Don't just sit it on a shelf, but take it and put it into practical action in your daily life. Thanks again for listening.